Good morning, USM4Daily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, I'm at the Grand Hyatt in Vail, Colorado, at the end of the NFA meeting, and I'm meeting with David Chambers, the Director of Flooring at Nebraska Furniture Mart, and also a board member with the NFA. David, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kemp. Thanks for having me.
It's good to talk to you. So let's catch up first. Nebraska Furniture Mart, most people know, is a 4-store chain, big stores that carry both flooring, appliances, furniture, owned by Berkshire Hathaway. How was business last year?
Business in 2021 was fantastic, record-setting year for us. We had huge growth in pretty much every product family, including flooring. So it was one of those years that it's just continued to ride the wave and ended the year exceptionally strong with really good momentum coming into 2022.
So as a percentage growth, can you give me some feels of 20 or better?
It was definitely north of 20, for sure.
All right, good. All right, so you talked about the momentum. I was going to ask you about that. That's carrying into this year. But you're also, thanks to the fuel prices and the inflation, everything we're seeing and concerns maybe over what's going on in Europe, you're starting to see a little downturn in store traffic, right?
Yeah, that's right. The year started off strong as it ended. And traffic was great. Unfortunately, the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've seen a little bit of dip in traffic, and it's not particular product family specific. It's kind of across the board where there's just not as much traffic coming in the store right now. I think there's just a little bit of uncertainty out there with the world and things that are going on, and I think consumers are taking a step back right now and just kind of keeping an eye on things and before they move forward with some of their projects.
So I'm sure the company wants you to help them forecast what's going to happen for the rest of the year. That's kind of a crystal ball question with some of these things happening. What is your outlook for the rest of the year?
You know, we're still very optimistic. We had a nice budget amount of between 6% and 7% for the flooring division to be up on a record-setting year last year, and we're going to be ending the first quarter exceptionally strong, ahead of budget. So as long as nothing crazy continues to happen for a prolonged period of time, we're very optimistic we'll still be able to hit that.
So as I mentioned earlier, Nebraska Furniture Mart has several departments. You're Director of Flooring. You also have appliances, TVs, electronics, and furniture. Does the company structure it so you're a little bit competitive between one department and another?
No, not really, not at all. We work very well together. We've really been focused on a lot more cross merchandising between all the families and really trying to give the consumer a better experience versus siloing. All the families work exceptionally well together at the Mart.
Is the contribution that the enterprise gets from flooring, is it as good or better than the other divisions?
You know, from a volume standpoint, we're definitely the smallest product family at the Mart, as you can imagine. But from a profitability standpoint, percentage-wise, you know, we're one of the strongest.
That's good to hear. All right. So I understand that you're doing some flooring resets. Talk a little bit about that, if you would.
It's come around that time again where it's time to update our carpet departments, and we've got some new fixtures that we've got on order, and we're kind of changing the way the consumer is going to shop with some different fixture and styling, and you know, those will be coming into our Omaha store end of second quarter this year. And can't wait to get that set. It's a little bit of a new experience and updated look and feel.
When you mention a flooring reset, I've got to ask the question, you know, most people know that carpet continues to, you know, be flat at best, and hard surface is doing really well. Are you changing the mix of what you show on the floor?
You know, we haven't really modified the mix that much. Our carpet area is still roughly the same size as it was when it started, and we're kind of leveling out right now. Carpet is still predominant up in the Midwest regions, where hard surface is definitely stronger down in the southern region for us.
So we're at this meeting, and it's the tail end, and you spent some time with your fellow members as a board member, and you've also spent some time with some vendors. Talk a little bit about the highlights of this time together here.
Yeah, I mean, these conferences are just fantastic. I mean, this is what the NFA was built for, is just idea sharing and getting the members together and really talking about the business. You know, from a member meeting this time, you know, we really focused on sharing. The spring meeting is all about getting all the members talking, discussing what's impacting their business, how can we help them help them move the things forward, what's going on in different regions, and you know, what are all the great ideas out there. And so it was a great member sharing meeting. And then the vendor meeting yesterday, it was fantastic. You know, it was good to get everybody back in the room, get everybody talking again. You know, it wasn't really product innovation. I mean, there was a lot of the same that we saw at Surfaces, but it was more focused around strategy, execution, and movement with the different vendors that we've got key things going. And so we were able to further those conversations and put together better execution plans on how to drive the business.
So let me ask you a question about Nebraska Furniture Mart. Back to that in a minute. Do you show the manufacturers' brands there? I mean, do you accentuate those brands, or do you do a lot of private label.
No, we don't really do any private labeling. So their brands are predominant on the floor, and we let them tell their message and about their product and what the unique advantages and that they bring for the product. So we don't do a whole lot of private labeling.
And on the merchandising, you use their displays?
In carpet, we don't. Carpet, we do our own displays. But on the hard surface side right now, we do have a lot of vendor fixtures. We do have some of our own fixturing as well. So it's a combination of the two.
So I understand, hopefully I'm not breaking any news here, but I understand that y'all picked your 5th location, right?
Yes, we've identified Cedar Park, Texas, a northern suburb of the Austin area, that we're working on a store design right now.
Is it going to be similar to the Dallas store, which was just opened, 5 years ago?
Dallas was open 7 years ago, actually, if you can believe that, right? It's going to be a little bit smaller scale, more like our Kansas City location. So a little bit bigger distribution center than our Kansas City, but retail showroom, probably around 400 to 500,000 square foot. But it's going to be another great location for us. We're excited.
All right, David, thanks for spending time with our listeners. Again, been talking to David Chambers, the Director of Flooring with Nebraska Furniture Mart, and also a board member with the NFA, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.